Hey, Shalom, Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. But we are led by the amazing, commanding General YAHANNA. You understand? And today is Friday. This is the Friday I.S.U.P.K. Houston, Beaumont, Port Arthur, and Galveston Friday Lashawan Qadash class, man. You know what I'm saying? The Houston greater area, you know what I'm saying? All held here in this class right here. Friday Lashawan Qadash. Lashawan meaning tongue, and Qadash meaning holy. The holy tongue. This class is where we go over our native language as Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. We are the Israelites the Bible speaks of. And our native language is the Lashawan Qadash, which is the Hebrew, man. You know what I'm saying? Languages like English, Patois, French, Spanish, all those languages were given to us by our oppressor, man. When we spoke in the Old Testament, when we were one nation, you know what I'm saying, brothers and sisters as one body, we spoke Hebrew to each other, man. And that's the beauty of this class. It's the beauty of the I.S.U.P.K, man. The water YAHANNA for the I.S.U.P.K, because we're here every Friday breaking down the ancient Hebrew to you, man. Helping you able to understand, read, and speak the ancient Lashawan Qadash, the Hebrew, man. The holy tongue. You know what I'm saying? Without further ado, we're going to get into it, man. We're going to start off class the way we always start off class, and that's by going over the Hebrew alphabet. You understand? This chart is provided to you by the I.S.U.P.K, the men of the I.S.U.P.K, and it has the Hebrew alphabet. All 22 characters from A to Fa. Notice how I'm starting at the right, going to the left, because Hebrew is read and written from right to left, rather than left to right. You know what I'm saying? Down here is the same thing, A to Ta. All 22 characters in the Hebrew alphabet, all words in Hebrew are made up of these letters. This is the same thing as up here, these characters, but it's the same alphabet, but they're different symbols because this was derived for our communication and when we were in a different captivity. You understand? So these letters are all A through Ta, just like up here. But you see 5 additional letters down here. These 5 additional letters are letters in the Assyrian, which is this. This is the Assyrian Hebrew. If a letter ends in these 5 particular letters, I'm sorry, not a letter, but a word ends in these 5 particular letters, then you use the symbol down here to end the word rather than the symbol up here to begin or to go in the middle of the word. So the ka would be in the beginning of the word up here, but if the word ends in ka, then use this symbol. So let's go over it, man. We're gonna do the ancient Paleo Hebrew to go over our symbols. We practiced both today, but we're gonna go over it with the Paleo. So you can repeat after me if you'd like. We're gonna start with A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ha, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Tza, Qua, Ra, Sha, and Tha. Alright. Again, all words in Hebrew are made up from these 22 characters. Or some, whichever of the 22 characters the word consists of, but they all come from this alphabet. All right, man. Today's class, we're not gonna do anything too advanced. I got some words to teach. We're gonna go over the Hebrew and the Paleo as always, but we're going over war. Words that pertain to war and combat. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is a man of war, as it says in Exodus. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is a man of war. And I'll never forget when I saw a class and General Hyman said life is about war and nothing else, because that's really the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's not only a soft and weak mindset to think that you'll never have to fight for anything in life, but it's also Christian. It's also Christian to believe that just because God loves you, that He's going to give you whatever you want. That's very false. You know, so the Lord is a man of war, and He loves them when His children fight. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans are His children, and He loves to see His children fight for what they got. So war, and how to say war in Hebrew is malachma. Let me see if I'm spelling it right. As a hot pen. Malachma. All right. So just for your notes, I'm going to give Malakma the title of the class in Hebrew. So again, we write from right to left in Hebrew. So I'm going to put Malakma. We got Ma, La, Malakma, not Malamakma. So it's Malak. Malak Ma Malak Ma. In the Hebrew, in the Assyrian, Malak. Malak. I'm gonna zoom in when we get started. I'll zoom in right now. Malak. All right. We got Malakma, which means war. We got it in the Paleo with our connectors, and the Assyrian. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a little bit. It's kind of similar to how I teach class normally. You know, so I give us some words, I give us some sentences. A couple of times I gave us some scriptures, but I'm not gonna be dwelling into the scriptures today. What I'm mainly gonna do is I'm gonna give us a bunch of words at the beginning of class, words that we can practice writing and try to remember, and we can get for our notes. And then at the end, towards the second half of the class, we're going to use the words from our word bank to create sentences using our, all our rules, so that we know about how to make sentences. And if we forgot, then that's what I'm here for. I'm gonna go over them. But yeah, let's start getting some words, man. All right, so words that have to deal with war. Let's see. We got weapons. I'm gonna go over some weapons. Armor, like combat gear. And then we got war terminology. Words like victory and enemy. These markers, you saw me just open this pack. I guess this is not the best. Here, let me see if no, we're going to make it work. Salakia, Israel, we're going to make it work today with these bogus markers. So sword is our first weapon. We're going to do the weapons, then the armor, than the terms. So sword. This one is a common word used in the I.S.U.P.K. We should know this one because we refer to our Bible as our sword, and that's, you know what I'm saying, the main weapon that we need. How to say sword? Harab. Sword is harab. So let's get harab in Paleo and Assyrian. So harab, ha, ra, ba. Harab. 3 letters, 2 syllables. Ha, ra, ba. Slug here. You're not gonna answer that. So we got sword, harab. Next is bow and arrow. We might know Arrow from a brother's name. He's one of the heavy hitters in our nation, a scholar, and an outstanding brother, teacher, and captain, and priest rather, Captain Qadash. His name, it means arrow, but we're gonna have bow and arrow. Bow and arrow. And we're going to put those together with our synthesis later. You know what I'm saying? We know the word wa, not suffix, but prefix. Wa means and. So we will say bow, which is quashaf. Quashaf wa katasa is bow and arrow. Quashaf wa katasa. So let's get bow. Quashaf. Arrow is Chatazah. So Quashaf with the paleo, the Qua, the Sha, and the Th. Quashaf. Quashaf. We got it in the Paleo and Assyrian. And the Chatazah, not a hard word at all. We got the Cha. We got the Tazah. Chatazah. Now this one, I did that wrong. Remember those five letters? Tazah is one of them. So this is the tazah that goes at the beginning or in the middle of the word. But since tazah is at the end of chatazah, we have to use that special symbol. So let me fix this. It doesn't go all the way down. There we go. Chatazah. So we got bow, arrow, quashaf, chatazah, and sword, karab. One more, axe. You know what I'm saying? Axe. So we get down and dirty. I think our Gadite brothers and Simeonite brothers, back our ancestors used to use axes when they were in battle. That's the hard, heavy-hitting weaponry. Now, axe, how to say axe in Hebrew is garzan. Garzan. So in the Paleo and the Assyrian, we have the Ga, the Ra, the Za, and the Na. Garzan. 4 letters, two syllables. Garzan. So 4 letters, 2 connectors. Ga, Ra, Za, and Na. So now for the Assyrian, we have it. Garzan. Ga, Ra, Za, and Na. So those are some weapons for us. Now let's get to our armor, man. You know what I'm saying? What do we wear? What do we wear when we go into war? So we gotta protect our dome, man, our cranium. So the first one I'm gonna do is get helmet. How do we say helmet in Hebrew? Okay. Yeah, it's getting a little tight, but we're gonna make it work. So helmet is Kwabai. Kwa, wa, ba'ai. No ba'ai, but kwa wabai. Kwa wabai. Let's get that in Paleo and Assyrian. Kwa wabai. So in the Paleo we have our kwa, our wa, our ba, and our I. Kwa wa bai. Let's get it in Assyrian. Kwa wa kwa wa bai. There we go. With our connectors on the kwa and the wa, and then ba and I making bai. Kwa wa bai. All right, after that, what else do we gotta have? So we got our sword, we got our helmet. What else might we need? We might need a shield. This is another one of those common words that we use often in the I.S.U.P.K. because some of the brothers in the I.S.U.P.K, the main brothers, our leaders, our co-leaders, if you will, their rank uses the word shield, and that's Magan. Or just by saying this, you know what I'm saying? We wear the shield of David. This is a Magan Dawadah, shield of David. So Magan is shield. Or like I was saying about the general's rank, their rank in general and their alawapium is said by the amount of shields they have. General Mahayman is a 12 shield general. So shield, Magan. In the Hebrew, we got the Ma, the Ga, and the Na. Magan. You have it. So we got sword, shield. Sword and shield would be Harab wa Magan. Sword and shield. Axe and helmet would be Garzan wa Kwawabai. I'm gonna keep the flow moving, man. I'm jumping ahead, Salakia. So we got helmet, Kwawabai, and we got shield, Magan. So what else? What is essential? You know what I'm saying, for our armor? what our gear, you know what I'm saying? All the rest of our body. We got our head and our you know what I'm saying, our attacks and defense covered. But where somebody, you know what I'm saying, comes from the side and hits us with a javelin to the gut. We need what? We need armor, man. We need some dress, some wear. So that's where this word comes in. So armor itself. And that is Kalya. Kalya is armor. So Kwawabai, Wamagan, Wakalya is helmet, shield, and armor. Or helmet and shield and armor. So armor is Kalya. You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving the Strongs because I'm not trying to get too much going on in a lesson. You know what I'm saying? We already taking in a lot. You know what I'm saying? This is for our notes and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm leaving the Strongs out. But a lot of this stuff, like I said, is like shield and arrow and sword. A lot of this stuff is common. So we're just getting our practice on and reminded of it. Let's get Kalya in the ancient Hebrew and Assyrian Hebrew. So Ka, La, Ya. Kalya. All right, there we have it. So we got our weapons, we got our armor. Now let's get some war terminology, man. You know what I'm saying? This I got a few things, but we're gonna get in as much as we can, and I'll try to give us some more at the end if we got time. But first, we have to know who our company is. So the first thing I'm gonna do is put Army/militia. Army or militia is a chaya. Chaya. That is in the paleo. Cha. 2 letters. Cha and ya. Bad cha. Chaya, army. So that's the good team. That's team. That's gang right there. Gang is chaya. So how do we say the ops? That would be enemy. Enemy is the next one we're gonna get. Enemy. And that is ayab. This is a good one to remember. All this stuff is good to remember, but this one in particular can be used in a camp lesson, or just saying some Hebrew at camp also. So ayab is enemy. In the Paleo and Assyrian Hebrew, you got the ya, and the ba. Ayab. Then we got the Assyrian, ya, Ba. Ayah. Alright, so we got army, kaya, and enemy, ayah. Let's get two more. So let's do to endure. Endure or overcome. That's what it said in the Strongs, to overcome or to prevail. But really it's endure. So let's get that. Because endure, as we know, our weapons of warfare are not carnal, and enduring is it could be said is one of our weapons. Well, I guess it'd be one of our battle tactics. You know, because we know we have to endure to the end. It's spiritual warfare, and it's not a race. You know what I'm saying? It's not a battle. It's a war. So we have to endure all the way to the end. Meaning we can't give up. You know what I'm saying? We can't not eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster for 3 years, and on year number 4 say, man, I had a good run. You know what I'm saying? I want to go to Louisiana crawfish and get me some crawfish. Nah, you gotta endure to the end. You in this for life, man. And Lord willing, Christ come back, and it'll feel like it's that much more worthwhile to see that brother come back and tell you good job, or let you know that it's a good job. Mr. Lakia, for being long-winded. Endure is Yakawal. Yakawal. To endure, or to prevail, or overcome. Now we got the Ya, we got the Ka, we got the Wa, and we got the La. Ya-ka-wal. Yeah, in Assyrian. Ka. Wa. La. Ya-ka-wal. And I'm going to give us 2 more. Now, I have 3 more. No, I can only fit 2 more. All right. I'm going to do encampment. Encampment is going to be our next one. And encampment, we can say when we want to use this word, like as we go into camp, you know what I'm saying, prophesy to the wind. You know what I'm saying, if you have an ear, let him hear. You know, the camp that we hold in the I.S.U.P.K, that is the real only camp of the Lord, by the way. But if we want to say we're about to go to camp in Hebrew, we can say malakma, which is war. We're going to war. Or we can use the word camp, encampment. That's what I'm about to give you now. Encampment is chana. Yep. Chana. Similar to army. Army is kaya, chaya, and encampment is chana. And the last word I'm going to give us is victory. Now, just like encampment means, or just like endure in the strong, endure means to prevail or to overcome. Also endure, all of those, yakawal. Victory also means salvation or to be saved. You know what I'm saying? Rescue, rather. Our rescue, our victory. That's what this word victory is about to be. Victory. It's a noun in that matter. And victory is Thashai. Or Thashaya, Slakia. Thashaya. Thashaya. All right, so let me just get these last two words in a Paleo and Assyrian, and then we'll have a nice little word bank on our hands, man. A word bank pertaining to war. So, Chana, Ha, Na, Ha, Ha, and Ha has its own connector, and Na and Ha are connected, making Na. Chana. Ha, Na, Ha. Chana and Tashaya. Had to get up, man. Not as solid as I was a couple years ago, man. I gotta get back in the gym. I can't even stay on one knee for long. My knees are hurt. Bust a squat. All right, Tashaya. Ta, Sha, I, Ha. Ta, Sha. Oh, it's Tashaya. So this is the Sha and the I are connected, and the Shaya. All right, there we have it, man. A little word bank on our hands. I'm gonna check and see how it's looking. Yeah, you should be able to see all of that. Slakia for the glare. But you know what I'm saying? Here, we're gonna leave it looking like that for a while. You can pause and get it down for your notes. You know what I'm saying? Be kind and rewind. It'll be there for this lesson up on the YouTube or Facebook, however you're viewing class today. So we have sword, harab, bow and arrow, kwashaf, wa kwataza, kwashaf, wa kataza, bow and arrow, axe, garzan, helmet, kwawabai, shield, magan, armor, kalya, army or militia, chaya, enemy, ayab, endure or prevail, overcome, yakawal, encampment, camp, chana, victory or rescue, salvation, thashaya. All right. So now is the fun part. Now we're going to use this word bank, the words that we've learned here, and a little bit of our previous knowledge that we already possess in the Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Our understanding of putting words together and other basic words like he or she, haya or haya'a. It's like not haya, but hawa'a or haya'a. That's he or she. Prefixes, suffixes. You understand? Things that we use in the Hebrew to make sentences. That's what we're going to use now. And then our weapons of war. Not weapons of war, words of war. It's lucky. All right. So I got a few sentences, you know what I'm saying, jotted down with those words. Let's get it. Let's go on. I got 3 of them. The first sentence, I'm going to put, so I'm going to make this arrow going this way, because now I'm writing in English. In English, we write left to right. So in English, the sentence is he was girded with sword shield and armor. He was girded with sword, shield, and armor. So in this sentence that I just wrote down, the word that we might already see that we have a little bit trouble with, that we don't really know, is girded. How do we write gird? Well, I don't know what the Hebrew word for gird is. Don't worry, I got us covered. I'm going to give that to us. And also what I'm going to do when I give that to us is give us the past tense. Because in Hebrew, you have this word girded is fixed to be, not only be past tense, was girded, but to fit who was girded. He was girded. So the fact that he was girded, you know what I'm saying, past tense, that all has to do with the conjugation of the word girt in Hebrew. And the word girt in Hebrew, or gird rather, is karabal. So I should say girded, not girted. Girded. He was girded with sword, shield, and armor. And gird is karabal. So, with gird being karabal, we're going to write it in Hebrew. Now, even though I'm giving the conjugation, we're still going left to right because this is English. I'm using the English alphabet. So he, like I just said, ha-wa-ah, as he, was girded. So the conjugation of karabal, past tense, is we're going to leave it the same. And we're not going to add anything to the beginning because, no, I'm sorry, the end, because it's past tense. So normally we conjugate the end of garabal, but since it's a singular, he is singular, we're going to leave it the same. If it was they were girded, it would be karabal yam. But it's just he was girded, so it's karabal. So he, hawa, karabal, he was girded with, we don't say words like with in Hebrew. Hebrew is a brutish language. Matter of fact, Salaki for saying the word brutish because it's a beautiful language, but it's a direct language. Almost like, you know what I'm saying, we don't have filler words like or as is or things like that. And perhaps, things like that. So words like girded with, we don't say the with. We say he was girded, sword and shield. You know he was girded with the sword and shield. So he was girded with sword and shield. So sword comes next. The sword is what? Harab. Harab. Magan, which is shield. And then, and armor. So we use this prefix and, which is wa. So the word armor will be, the prefix wa will be added to be and armor. And what's armor? Call Yah. So it'll be wa call Yah. Hawa'a karabal karab magan wa call Yah. He was girded with sword, shield, and armor. There we got it. So now let's get that in a Paleo and a Syrian for our practice. Let's see how we're moving with time. You're doing beautiful. So now I'm going to write the arrow going this way. Because now we're actually getting into the nitty-gritty. We're writing in Hebrew. We're reading and writing in Hebrew. We go from right to left. So now we have Hawa'ah here, Karabal here, Karab here, Magan here, and Wachaya here. So Hawa'ah. We're going to write in Paleo first. Ha. Wa. That's not Hawa. Hawa. There it is. What? Hawa. So Hawa. Karabal. Harab. Magan. Wakaya. All right, let's get our connectors. Hawa, ha, wa, a. Karabal, ka, ra, bal. Harab, ha, rab. Magan, magan. Wakaya, wa, call, ya. There you go. That's Hebrew. Hawa, Karabal, Harab, Magan, Wakaya. And the ancient Paleo Hebrew. So now we're going to get our Assyrian. And the Assyrian, we just don't have connectors for it, and we have to be mindful of the last letter. If the last letter, like I said at the beginning of class, if the last letter is one of those 5 where there's a different symbol to end the word, then we have to make sure that we got the right symbol, the right letter. That's the only difference from the Paleo and the Assyrian. But there's a symbol for each letter. So we know the ha, wa, a, ka, ra, bal, ha, ra, ba, ma, ga, na, wa, ha, la, ya. Wa, call ya. And you have it. He was girded with sword, shield, and armor. You got English up top, the verbalization in the blue, and then the Paleo and Assyrian down below in red. All right. I'm saying you can pause, get it down, or be kind to rewind and come back to it. But I'm going to erase it now, so we're going to be moving on. Two more. Or it's looking like I might have time for one more. I'm saying, we got into it a little bit. Depending on the meat of the sentence, you know what I'm saying, how much the sentence consists of, we might have time for two more. But the words that we use sword, which is harab, shield, magan, and armor, koyah. And he was girded with sword, shield, and armor. We just wrote it. So now, the second one we're going to use is I guess we have time for two more. These are two separate ones. The second one we're going to do, the arrow pierced gonna say through. Yeah, we're not gonna say through. And the arrow pierced his helmet. Uh-oh. Had a real archer on that boy. A real archer on the arrow and the bow and arrow for Shaf Wakatasa. So let's get it in. The arrow. So we got our prefixes. How do we say the? Ha. So Katasa, arrow, will be conjugated with the prefix ha. So it's the arrow. So ha Katasa. Ha Katasa. Pierced. That's the word we don't really know. We didn't have that in our word bank. So I'm going to help us out. How to say pierced is naquab. To pierce is naquab. Just like before, singular, the arrow is a singular, and it's past tense, pierced. So we're not going to conjugate naquab. It's not naquabia, not naquabium, or anything like that. It's just naquab, once again. So hakataza naquab, the arrow pierced. Hakataza naquab. His helmet. So his helmet. So there's two ways to do this one here. We can write his, which would be the suffix over here. Salakia. Yeah, it'd be a suffix. Here it is, wa. So we put wa at the end. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, I guess that's the main way to do it. So his helmet, it would be helmet, which we know is kwawabai. Kwawabai is helmet. His helmet, kwawabai conjugated with his, is kwawabaiwa. So his helmet is kwawabaiwa. Kwa, wa, bai, wa. His helmet. Kwawabai, helmet, wa. His helmets. So ha kataza, naquab, kwawabaiwa. The arrow pierced his helmet. All right, man. It's getting real brutal with these war terminologies, man. Let's get it in the ancient Paleo and Assyrian. So we're going this way now. Ha chataza. Ha chataza. Ha chataza. Naquab. Na qua ba. Na quab. Naquab. Qua. Wa. Va. I. Wa. Qua. Wa. By. Wa. For wa by wa. Ha chataza. Naquab. Qua wa by wa. The arrow pierced his helmet. All right, that's the Paleo. Let's get in the Assyrian. We might have time for one more. Nope, that's not. Be mindful not to mistake your Assyrian, because a lot of the Assyrian look very similar. So those little differences, those little differentials, or those little differences, so like those differences make a long way. Ha, chataza. Yeah, we got it right there. See? That's ha. That's ha. The only difference is this little space in between it. Ha and ha. So ha, chataza. And the taza is at the end. It's one of those 5 letters. So there we have it. Ha, it's like a ha, chataza. All right, naquab. Quawabaiwa. Hataza Naquab Quawabaiwa. All right. Here we go, man. The arrow pierced his helmet. Let's see what we're doing with time. Yep, beautiful. We got time for one more. That last sentence, the arrow pierced his helmet, it's kind of dark almost, you know? Because you know, if an arrow pierces your helmet, then that boy made it to your cranium. You might not survive. You might be unalive after the arrow pierces your helmet. So, you know what I'm saying? With the sentence that dark, we're gonna make our last sentence a little bit optimistic. It's gonna be a heroic sentence. Let's get it in with our last one. Our last practice of the evening. Our army will see victory. The marker kind of ran out. I think that cat just had babies. No sweat. It's lock it, Israel. Got a cat in the school. It kind of threw me off guard, but no sweat. We writing our Hebrew right now, man. You can't get distracted. So our army will see victory. So army, that's what we're doing right here with our army. Army is the first word of the sentence. And army has to be conjugated for us. So what we have, Nawab. Nawab means R. That's the suffix we add to the word or to the noun to make it ours. So army was Chaya. Our army would be Chaya Nawa. So our, just like father is Abba, and our father is Abba Nawa. So army is Chaya, and our army is Chaya Nawa. So our army, Chaya Nawa, will see. Now see is the one, is another verb that we don't really know. I've been filling us in with the verbs for our sentences because we didn't have them in our word bank. But how to say see is ra'ah. Ra'ah is the verb. Will see is future tense. So we have to conjugate ra'ah for future. And then we have to also conjugate future for plural because this is an army. Our army at that. It's plural. So our army will see in the future. Ra'ah, see conjugated for plural and future. So ra'ah in the future tense for plural is na ra'ah. Since it's our army, that's the na. And the na goes at the beginning of ra'ah. The conjugation goes at the beginning of the word because it's future. And the present is the middle of the word and past is the end of the word. I'm not going to get too complex with it. I'm just going to write it down. So na ra'ah. This is will see. Our army will see. Our army will see in victory. You know that one. It was in our word bank. The Shire. All right, so Chayanawa, Nara'ah, Thashaya. Our army will see victory. Chayanawa, Nara'ah, Thashaya. We got just enough time to get it in the Hebrew. So let's get it done. We got our arrow pointing this way. We're going from right to left. Let's get it in. Chayanawa. Cha. Ya. Na. Wa. Chayanawa. Na ra'a. Na. Ra. A. Na. Ra. A. Tashaya. The. Sha. I. I think it's a huh. I'm pretty sure that's it. The. Shy. Pretty sure that's how it is. But we got Chayanawa, Nara'a, Tashaya. In the ancient Paleo. Now let's get in the Assyrian and we'll be straight. All right, there we go, man. Did it, man. We got some war terminology going on, man. We got Chayanawa, our army. We'll see Nara'a, the Shaya, victory. Our army will see victory, man. Malakma, war. So with that, I'm gonna end class, man. I'm gonna give a courtesy salute to the brothers. We're gonna stand for it as we normally do. Men of Israel, Imadium, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Imadium Shabbat. Imadium, Barak. Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah. Yadim Matah. Sarah, turn and face the sisters. Sisters, Imadium, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Imadium Shabbat. Imadium, Barak. Yahweh Shamar Elatan Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shah. Yadim Matah. Class dismissed.